Hey, really quick, just a short explanation. This video is actually a re-release from an unlisted video I made over a year ago. I made this piece over a year ago. I'm trying to expand my horizons. I want to share my artwork more publicly, and this pixel art is one of my favorites. I think it's one of the better things I've ever made. That being said, I'm too lazy to record a new voiceover. So this is old footage of me talking to a small Discord group because I normally post my art to them. So that's the context of this. So ignore all that. Really just enjoy the pixel art. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy. So you guys remember those sprites I asked to commission, right? I wanted to make 6. I only got 5. 4 from here and the big one from Noel, but when I was making these, all I could think about was how much I really wanted to make something from Discworld, because I was reading Discworld all the time. My favorite character is the wizard Rincewind. He's just great. So that's what I ended up doing. And I really went overboard. By which I mean that this entire project took over 20,000 different inputs from me. So, an input is, doing pixels, not picking up the pen. How my time-lapse works is it takes 2 actions and takes a screenshot after those actions and then puts it into the time-lapse in the final video. And that time-lapse at 10 FPS ended up being 17 minutes. Suffice to say, I cut it down to half, so it's going to be about 8 minutes. But I wanted to get this out of the way ahead of time because it's going to go fast, and I'll have to talk fast if I want to explain what's going on. So let's jump right in, shall we? Alright, so starting off, this is right away I knew I wanted to do a collage. So I'm just mapping out all the different poses I want to do. Rincewind's a very, say, adventurous character. So he's seen doing all sorts of different stuff. Here in the middle, I have him standing there in despair. On the left, he's going to be running. He's going to be flying. He's going to be falling. And he's going to be shocked and surprised. As you can see, included a portrait in there. So here's the main pose, and I absolutely adore this look for him. I'll post the picture that I was basing this off of, but it perfectly captures just Rincewind, the look of despair at his bad luck, the constant fear and exhaustion that he's going through. He's so funny as a character. But right now, pretty simple. He's just looking at the camera, blocking in the colors. It was around here that he started really coming in as a character. I started going into the lighting, the color grading under his hat, and working out some of the smaller, finer details. But as always, it's the shading that really brings the character forward. And he was just so much fun to do. I feel like this was really a testament, a showing of how far I've come with pixel art, in that I did a lot of pose, I did a lot of gesture, I did a lot of color grading. It's very much so apparent with this one. I feel like I really love how his face looks in the shadows under the hat. Like, that's just a lot of care went into that, and it's something that you maybe you guys don't even think about, but it's so good. It's so good looking to me. I love it. I had a lot of trouble with lighting though on this, as I always do, but colors in general. You can see I laid out the palettes because I want to be using the same colors, but as they get further in the distance, they become less detailed. I was even gonna add like a gradient to make him appear lighter, like as things go back in the distance, and you'll see I mess with that at the end, but it's something I didn't end up doing. So for the most part, all the colors they get shown or get made with here end up being what they finish with. But Rincewind is a very dynamic character. He's he runs away a lot, very fearful. So that's what he's doing here. He's running away from something, anything really. Could be a monster, could be a person, who knows? Who knows on Discworld? This was the start of it, but I had a lot of trouble in this showing off movement, and I think I captured his legs pretty good, and this cape obviously does it. I mean, you know me, love capes. I've always loved capes, you guys know this, but it was his legs I was having trouble with. But I think I really captured it here. He looks like he's moving. He looks, yeah, same thing. really ties it in once I get the shading on the head there. But yeah, keep going. As you can see here in the beginning, I'm just isolating all the different Rincewinds that I wanted to do for this, and this collage, and because I'm insane and wanted to make 7 because I didn't want to stop at 1 for some reason. Who knows why? But have him sitting down there talking to the luggage, have him up here flying around with Two Flower, the other character, the other main protagonist he's with. All sorts of kooky stuff that I loved him doing. I thought a lot about the composition of this one, how they all fit together. And yeah, I think I made for a unique little design where appealing to the eye in all the ways that they fit around. This is one I also wanted to include him, supposedly falling off the disc, falling off the edge of the universe at the end of The Color of Magic. Spoilers, the book's been out a while, whatever. But sure he's in a different thing of clothing then, but I wanted to have him in his iconic outfit. As funny as he is. And here I didn't really know what to do with the eyes. I kind of got tired of doing the same eyes. I didn't know if I wanted to shadow them in or what I wanted to do. So I ended up going for the full cartoonish funny look. I had some fun with it. Expressions are a huge thing with Rincewind, and I wanted to capture a different one on all of his little faces. He's very expressive, and I wanted to capture that. And there's only so much you can do with some of the smaller stuff, but I mean, it's something that I've definitely lacked on, is the creativity when it comes to expressions, and even these aren't the best, but there's some very talented pixel art artists out there, cartoonists in general, that do expressions amazingly, and it's just something that I've never been great at, so it's me experimenting. And so that's all the little sprites, and now lastly it's the portrait. Oh boy, this is the first portrait I've done in a while, and in the end it doesn't look exactly how I pictured Rincewind. I'm so lucky that Rincewind is one of the few book characters where I kind of pictured him exactly as the cover art, or the art that you see of him the concept art when you Google him looks like. This is pretty close to how I imagined him, all the stuff you see on Google. And I was trying really just to go off the Google art with this, and it doesn't quite exactly look like him, but I feel like it's pretty good for what it is. For being a portrait, the first portrait I've done in a while, I'd say it probably is one of my best portraits. Probably is my best portrait. I mean, and again, it shows how far I've come. I really like this portrait, even if it doesn't look fully like him. It's an artist's edition. But yeah, obviously because it's a higher resolution, closer to him, it's a lot more detail, a lot more brighter colors than some of the other ones. And even then, I still use some of the same colors, but I can worry less about the pixel art rules of needing to use the same colors and stuff like that, because it does get more detailed. But it's so much fun having it all together. I mean, and then of course I had to make an entire scene, because what was missing from those other commissions and that I had to make an entire background. So me being crazy, I made the entirety of Discworld for him to stand on. Went off the map on this. And this too is a lot of fun to make. I've always liked making pixel art maps, so this one was fun. This one was really easy. I've struggled with maps before, but this one's at an angle and a certain style. And here I was just messing around with the composition, not sure what I wanted to do, because he has kind of just standing in space, but it's not Discworld without the elephants or the turtle. So there they go. Just doing some little details down there. Yeah, the lighting's not perfect, and it's not going to be. I changed it here in a second too. It does look bad now, and it's still not perfect there because you'll see where I put the sun, but it is whatever. Just render it. I wasn't focused on them too much, rendering them, rendering the turtle, and then had a lot of fun with this background because it's just flying through space. So working, experimented so much trying to figure out ways to render it, and I found something that I liked. I really liked how I did it here. Filling it with stars. It was so much fun to do this. That's the red star up there from Light Fantastic, the top there. has some clouds for him to stand on, so it looks like he's not just floating into space. You'll see I even had the sun and the moon going around the Discworld. That's supposedly where the light's coming from. And overall, like, it just ties together so well. I love it. I do end up putting in some clouds too. I wanted to add them earlier and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I was against it. Here was me trying to figure out the color grading, but I didn't like it, so it's kind of a mess what it is. And then what is Discworld without death? Had to just have him hanging about, just a fun little thing, because to tie it all together. And that's about the end of it. I do some little tidbits, and looking at this now, there's one more thing. There's a couple like tidbits I want to add at the end, but that's the final piece. There's just a few details I want to add. Otherwise, like probably the rimbo, that goes around the end, around the edges of it. Probably to fix a lighting thing here or there, but overall, I'm very happy with this. And yeah, I went crazy with it, but it's a culmination of my skills so far, and I'm glad that I could go all out with something, because it's been a while since I've really put a lot of effort into a single pixel art piece, so I'm really happy with it. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. This one took a while, and I know it went super fast regardless, but at least it wasn't 17 minutes of this. So yep, see you guys later.